Okay, distrust.
Thank you.
Escapism. Life hurts. I just need to numb the pain. Who escape?
Most of us, I think.
All the time.
That's what we made up everything.
Trick question.
Who don't like to feel, deal, and heal? That's why I escape. Who think this is the Wizard of Oz?
Believe it, it tricks under that sleeve like a mother.
Come on, brother.
I have a bad temper. I don't like dealing with stuff because I go from 0 to 1,000.
Okay.
So I internalize a lot of stuff. So I try to be quiet. You know, like Jerry say, stay in my lane.
Yeah.
Well, in my head, bro, stuff be going on. You know, I was in the military. I keep saying that because you don't understand some things. You just it's entrained in you, and I can see ripping somebody's head off in a minute over something stupid because of continuous. I used to write internal paper where this dude did this to me, right? Later on during the day, something else happened to be the same dude. I always had that 3 strikes you're out stuff, and I had to learn not to do that. Right? It's difficult.
Okay.
Every time when somebody says something real slick to me, I try to be quiet because they don't know what's really going through a person's mind. I try not to say anything slick back to anybody. And sometimes, I'm not the kind of person. I have a low self-esteem. I tell you, they faked me out and made me run from third base to first base. So anything that makes me feel like you're trying to say that I'm stupid or take advantage, bro, I'm heated.
Okay.
Drastically. I may not show it, but bro, trust me. I deal with that. I deal with that in my mind. I've always had internal anger. And the more I think about it, the more it festers. So I gotta take something that's negative and turn it into positive. So when they ask me in the morning, how you feeling? I'm blessed and highly favored. Blessed when I'm coming, blessed when I'm going, blessed when I get up, and blessed when I lay down. Whatever my hands find to do is prospering and succeeding. I'm not gonna tell them, man, get the hell out of my face, because I don't feel like hearing it this morning. No, you don't. Not for me. I know me. I know my limitations. So that's positive affirmation for myself, because I do have a mind that's crazy, just like everybody else. So I just wanted to share that.
Okay. How much time you got clean, brother?
About 70 days.
All right. God bless you. Anybody else? We'll talk about escapism. Anybody else try to escape? Anybody? How about busybodies? I know people used to be like, I used to run for Stop and Surrender. And we used to work at 24th, I think 25th and Lehigh. That's when Mom and Pop used to be open. And across the street they had a little shop. They fixed grits, fish and grits. And they washed dishes and all that. And a lot of brothers would try to escape group just to go work because they didn't want to go to group. And the cats who did that, half of them, they went and got high once again, trying to escape. Ain't it amazing? Ain't it ironic when I came in here for help and soon I get a couple of days, a couple of meals, a couple of days of sleep. Now the old man kicks back in. Now I'm telling help how to help me. Now I'm arrogant. Now I'm self-righteous. Now I got all the answers. Now I'm irritable. Now I'm frustrated. When I just came here weeks ago, crying, trying to look for what? Refuge. Or to be delivered from what? The disease of addiction. And all of a sudden the old man kicks right back in. Kicks back in. The enemy always come to get men, because when he get men, he get women. And with women goes the children. With the children goes the family. And with the family goes the community. Philip Seymour Hoffman, great actor. Philip Seymour Hoffman, great actor. Had 23 years clean when they found him. He had like multiple bags of dope, pills circling his body, and only one bag that killed him. Great actor. Heath Ledger, same thing. River Phoenix. John Belushi. Kathy Smith was getting hot shots in California. Gave him a speedball, he didn't wake up. Real. My man Jimi Hendrix. Yes. Yeah, the list goes on and on, man. Internal issues. And men don't talk about what's eating us alive internal. It'd be easy to escape the pain that lives inside. Escapism. You don't come here to get cool or be a tough guy. Tough guys stay clean. How about fear? What are we afraid of? What are we afraid of? Anybody? What are we afraid of? Come on.
going back where I was, but the situation, same shit.
That's a healthy fear.
Yeah, I'm not trying to get high no more. I'm trying to, I've been battling these past days with it. Like, I see people drinking, and I'm like, my mind's like, yeah, you can get away with it, but I'm, you know, I'm like, I'm just like, yeah, okay, right, I keep it going. You know, it's strange. Back in the days, I would have just gave up. I'm like, ah, fuck this shit, I'm done. Now let me go get a drink. But today, I'm battling with that. I have a constant battle with myself, and it's hard. It's not easy. I try to talk to people about it, but that's one shit that this week I've been going through. I knew it was gonna come, but it's like, I see somebody drinking, somebody like, oh man, I could have a drink, but in my mind it's like, you can't, and I just try to keep my mind on something else, or I call somebody just to keep talking and just keep my mind off of it. That's what I'm doing.
That's what's up.
But yeah, man. But I've been having that struggle with it.
You been talking about it?
I've been trying to talk about it.
Yeah. I was at work last week. What's the day? Last week. And last weekend, Sunday. And the guy at the shelter, because at Surge, you got the recovery side and you got the shelter side. And the staff member brought over, he said, I just wanted the guy suitcase. This is what he had. He had some, what's that thing called? Tequila. He had that much left in the bottle. One of them $40 bottles, tequila, and a crack pipe. He put it right on my desk. And I'm an ex-crackhead, and he put that right there. He said, the guy said, I didn't know I couldn't have this in the shelter. And they took that right from him and all that. Took it to the back of the office, man. Listen, look, it's all around us. It's all around us. People getting drunk. Brother got jobs. He's working, coming back. And listen, you can't fool another dope fiend. And a crackhead can't fool another crackhead. Cats who pop pills can't fool another pill popper. Perkites can't fool perkites. Xanniites can't fool Xanniites. We know us. We know us. And like you say, just you think you're getting away with something, you're really not. You're really hurting yourself. Flat emotions. Who got flat emotions? Flat emotions. Even when it's a good time to celebrate. You think your higher power, your emotions is flat. Anybody flat line in here? Flat line. Emotionless. Anybody like that in here? Emotionless. How about who's seen the movie The Son of Sam? Who remember him? The Son of Sam. The 44 caliber. He said a dog was talking through him. And he killed like 6 people, right? And wounded like 7 people. And guess how he got caught? Through a parking ticket. You never know how you're going to get caught. Michael Vick's cousin, Anthony Brody, got locked up for selling drugs. He didn't use his address. He used Michael Vick's address. And they came to the dog pound. And they found dogs here and more dead dogs and more dead dogs. They said, who places this? They said, it's Vick place. And he did 18 months in prison. Only one guy came to visit him. That was Tony Dungy. And if you read his book, his son committed suicide. Right?
Arthur's son?
Tony Dungy's son. Yeah, he wrote a book. I forgot the name of the book though. And he gave Michael Vick words of encouragement while he was in prison. And nobody would give him a chance but the Eagles. And I remember Monday night against the Redskins, Vick, who was condemned, hated on, spitted upon, and negatively talked about, threw 6 touchdowns that night and set a record. Just because we go down, guess what? We can get back up. Flat emotions. Flat emotions. If you think negative, listen, you stay negative. Flat. How about inability to accept love? Who can't accept love because you've been rejected? It's hard to accept love because I've been rejected. You still like that? You still like that? Somewhat? What's love though? Love is action.
Yeah, right.
You know, everybody got a different definition for love.
Don't talk about it, be about it.
Yeah, that's true, right? Some women, listen, you don't smack me, you don't love me. If you don't throw my ass down the steps or put me in the hospital, listen, you definitely don't care about me. Some women, they got a definition of love. That's how love is, right? But I know love is what? Kindness, forgiveness, loyalty, caring, sharing, helping, perseverance, long-suffering. That's true love. That's agape, unconditionally love. But it's hard to what? Receive love if I've always been rejected.
Love is patient.
What's that word you
Love is patient, huh?
What's that word you said?
Long suffering,
No, I'm agape or something.
agape love.
Yeah, I heard that.
Unconditional.
Yeah, unconditional. All right.
It's unconditional love.
Unconditional
I learned
love.
that when I was when I first went to detox.
Yeah, yeah, that's real. How old are you?
I mean 30.
Young man. Agape love. Yeah, we all need that agape love. How about this right here, y'all? Inferior. I know I would never measure up. Who think like that? I know I would never measure up. I will always be a dope fiend. I will always be a drunk. I will always pop pills. I will always be in a shelter. I'm a junkie.
Drug dealer.
A drug dealer. Nobody gonna love me like they're supposed to. Anybody feel inferior?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay. You still feel like that?
Sometimes.
When it comes to what?
Just life in general. Like sometimes I feel like I can't get back on my feet. Like, you know? Sometimes. Not all the time. But I'll get in my head sometimes. That's the anxiety. You know what I mean? Like I'll get in my head sometimes. I'll feel like the world's against me sometimes.
Okay.
You know? Like it gets sometimes. I don't know.
You got a high power?
Yeah.
Okay.
You ain't saying it like you mean that. Somebody ask me, do I love the Lord? I'm saying, yeah. I mean that shit. I ain't I'm sorry. You talking about God.
I mean, I don't see, but I don't like practice enough. I don't
I'm
practice.
not gonna get religious. I understand. You
Okay,
don't practice.
okay.
Okay, no, it's okay. It's okay. No,
You
it's
know?
okay.
But
We're
like,
keeping it spiritual.
But like sometimes, like I'll think like everyone's out to get me and shit like that.
Why you think like that?
I don't know. I just.
But you trust everybody though.
Right. See, I put my trust in the people so much, and then they let me down.
Okay.
That's the thing.
But when I realize when the word is out that he's a giver, they blow the trumpet. And when they blow the trumpet that he's a giver, guess what? Everybody line up. I want something. He wants something. He wants something. He wants something. He wants some of you. But when you start putting boundaries up, wait a minute. They blow the trumpet. They blow the trumpet call. Wait a minute. He ain't. Listen. No, he ain't.
He greedy.
Because you putting what? Boundaries up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you gotta tell people no and don't feel guilty. And that takes time. Especially when you come from a place of being a people pleaser. Like I used to be. Codependency. You gotta love me. You gotta want me. You gotta need me. I used to help people who was always helpless. To make me feel like somebody. You hear what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I would give my all, give my last to make them feel good. But at the end of the day, I'm miserable and unhappy and broken and desperate and needy and unhappy and didn't know why. And I had to realize after doing step work and being here, people talking and sharing in meetings that say, listen, you can't save people. That's God's job. Right. Save you. You hear what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Jay, we can't listen. We got to learn to say no. And don't feel guilty about saying no. Very important, brother. Very important. Like you said, that will cause anxiety. Anybody perfect in here? We're the perfectionists of that. Anybody know perfectionists in here? Yes, you, Mike?
Yes, man.
But nothing will never be perfect. Hey, insensitivity. Who's insensitive? This is big here. When people talking, you talking. When the person is sharing, you got so much, you got sideline conversations, you get up, whatever like that, go smoke a cigarette because you insensitive. Anybody like that in here? And that really burns me up when I see that. How can that individual hear somebody sharing and he's talking also? Come on.
I gotta talk about that because that is not sometimes on purpose.
Yeah.
People with attention deficit disorder do that.
Okay.
Because they can't focus. So you gotta really have an understanding about who's doing it on purpose and whose nature is that all the time.
Gotcha.
There's some people that do it all the time. And they just can't focus like that. And they gotta get them. And they're always talking.
Okay.
And I don't think they're being rude all the time.
I got you. Yeah, you're right.
But
You
sometimes
right.
motherfuckers
You right.
don't do it for like, sometimes I do.
There is
But I'm glad you
there
said
is
that
a
though,
time.
because I do got a little like comprehending joint. Like if it's boring to me, if your conversation boring, it's boring.
Right.
Like if it's interesting like you, I ain't gonna lie, your shit kind of interesting. Like make it fun. I like
Praise
it.
God, that's
but
good.
if it ain't good, I mean, I'm into my phone. I'm like whisper to him and look at you at the same time and try
But
time back in. Don't know nothing was going
you
on.
might
Right.
be diagnosed with attention.
No, I do got it. I
See,
understand what I'm saying. Yeah.
I got you. Insensitive. All right, thank you for saying that, both of y'all. Good fool. How about withdraw? Your hand was up.
No, it wasn't.
Okay.
I was just scratching my head.
No, I wasn't. How much time you got clean, brother?
6 months.
6 months. Give it to him, y'all. Hey, how about this right here? Withdraw. I'm not willing to feel vulnerable again. I like to hear that one. I'm not willing to feel vulnerable again. Anybody? How's that dangerous?
It's very dangerous. You don't want nobody to love you. You don't take a chance. You don't open back up. You always have a fence up. And you start thinking like, you know what? It's never going to work. So you don't put your best foot forward.
Yeah. Very good. Come on, brother.
It could also be like this too, though. I ain't gonna feel vulnerable gonna go do the same next shit I was doing back in them streets. I'm not gonna go back and do the same bullshit. I might talk about it 1,000 times and think about it 1,000,000 times, but honestly, I won't never do it again. My actions, the way I go about it.
Okay. All right. So that's internal. Let's go external.
Yeah.
What's up? Come on, John.
Yeah, I don't want to feel vulnerable anymore.
Okay. You don't?
Nope.
Why? The rejection, the hurt,
All of it.
all of it.
Yeah.
But you understand that's life, though, right?
Yeah, I get it, but I don't want to feel that way anymore.
Okay. So that's the case. A lot of times we escape, we numb, right?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Let me ask you this: to embrace rejection, to embrace hurt, to embrace disappointment. How does that make you feel?
I mean, I'm over it.
Very good. But honestly, listen. But when we embrace it, we let it go to what? To share for other people. You hear what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So go through. I can never be a testimony to nobody if I don't pass the test or go through the test.
Yeah, but I don't know if I passed the test, though. I took a lot of L's. You know what I mean?
When we lose, we win.
That's right.
When we lose, we win. You understand that?
Yeah, I guess.
Remember,
It didn't
I'm
feel
50.
like a win, though.
Listen, I'll give you an example. I'm 50. I was watching Michael Jordan since rookie year. The Golden State Warriors, you never heard of them. Coming up, watching it was the Chicago Bulls, it was the Lakers, it was Boston, it was the Houston Rockets, it was the Sixers, Dr. J and all of them, but never hear the Golden State Warriors. All of a sudden, out of the ashes of nothing and failure, they were what? Top of the charts.
Can't forget
for years.
Detroit.
Huh? Well, yeah, the Pistons and all that. But I'm just giving you a point. You know, I'm just making a point right there, right? So even though we might not be what? It might seem like we're not and void, we still have meaning and we still have purpose.
Right.
You just never give up. A team that lose together start to win together.
Right.
That's why I hate when top management break up teams. Because if we losing every day together, it's gonna be a time we're gonna start winning. That's real, brother. So we gotta listen. What we embrace, negativity, adversity, trials and tribulations, we need that to grow. Because you're not a robot and I'm not the robot, and this is not the Jetsons. You hear what I'm saying? Alright, for real. We gotta feel, deal, and heal clean. Alright? Okay. When we lose, we win. How about abuse? External. We've been rejected, so now we hurt other people and ourselves. Anybody? Who's abusive? Because the root is of rejection. Anybody? Anybody?
Yep.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Abusive.
Yep.
Abusive, because I've been what? Been rejected. Anybody like that in here? Who else? Nobody else? Cats on there. Y'all took meds before I got here? Number two, addiction. Or they playing sleep. Addiction. Seeking solace in addictive behaviors in an effort to what? Numb the pain.
That's everyone.
Yes, that used to be me. I used drugs for recreation. Recreation turned to occupation. Occupation turned to dereliction, incarceration. Now it's resurrection time. That was my MO right there. Drink it away. Smoke it away. But the pain was always still there. Addiction. External symptoms from what? Being rejected. Number 3, anger. Anger is a second emotion. Who in here angry? My brother was talking about being angry. All right? I was on the phone today. This guy was talking about, because you know about Bowling Green? Who know about Bowling Green? We doing Who Said Bowling Green? And we had a great time yesterday. And the partial unit, we did a group over the phone. And one guy said he's angry. He did time in prison. And he said, listen, where his roommate, somebody in his room, he said one thing and they twist his words and he's angry. And he said, yo, I got to put this on the floor because, listen, I don't want to go back at there and smack that dude in a circle or go back to jail because he will press charges. And I got a lot of anger issues. And he kept talking. See, the more we talk, the more we answer our problems. And he kept talking and kept talking. He said, because listen, something happened to me when I was a little boy. That's where his anger started. That's where his anger started. And we as men got to get to the roots of why we angry. Anger is a second emotion. Something sparks our anger. I said address that because the enemy will keep what? Pushing that button to get a rise out of you. And once you work on the button that the enemy is pushing, guess what? They're gonna push somebody else's button. That's real right there. Anger. And angry. Who mad because you're here? It's hot as hell. Who y'all got air conditioning in y'all room? Y'all got central air. There's no problem. I used to be mad every New Year. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year. And my ass in another recovery program. Year after year after year after year. And I used to be mad as hell celebrating on the New Year. Just to go get high 20 days later. Big piece right there. Anger is emotion. All right? It's natural. But what we do with it is very important. How about apathy? Apathy. Giving up on life. Not caring about anything. Anybody there? Anybody been there? Giving up on life. Don't care about anything. You speak on that?
Yeah. My apathy was my past addiction.
Mm-hmm.
And being in ministry, having people under me that I cared about and spoke to and taught and took my eyes off of, like you said, that it's his job to do it and not mine.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like failure in my life.
Mm-hmm.
And I always take upon it myself that it's my responsibility to do certain things. And having a high expectation, putting people in a high expectation of things that I expect them to do, not knowing that I can't expect them to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not my job.
Mm-hmm.
That apathy had me sent me out of the state that I lived in, away from all my family and friends, into my addiction with people I can't stand today.
Mm-hmm.
Because of, you know, the stuff that I went through, the things that I lost, you know, allowing them to take advantage. I have a kind heart as well.
Mm-hmm.
I've learned, though, that that was what sent me out there.
Mm-hmm.
So I deal with it. And being that I know as much as I do, being mad at myself, the anger of being mad at myself, because the enemy is telling me, like, look where you were. Look what you did. You know, you spoke to people about the exact same thing that you allowed yourself to fall subject to.
Mm-hmm.
But God, you know, my God told me that it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
He said, because, you know, there's no one perfect. And even in my addiction, he cared for me. He loved me.
Mm-hmm.
He taught me. He allowed me. And he was sitting there. He said, he's like hotel, I'm going to leave the light on. He left the light on.
Mm-hmm.
And I prayed to him and I asked him just to get me out of that situation. Put me someplace where I can sit down and have a free mind, a clean place where I can get my mind and my thoughts back together and ask him, do you still want me to do what you said I would do? And you know what he said, right?
Mm-hmm.
He said, I never changed my mind. You changed your mind.
Mm-hmm.
And he told me. You know? So I understand that the apathy that I had, something that I can use to fuel me. I'm angry at the enemy. I'm angry, like Bernard says every morning, he's angry at addiction. I'm angry at addiction. Mm-hmm. I'm angry how I see my friends and people here that I've come to care about, you know, suffer. I see how they make their families suffer, how they suffer themselves. So my apathy and my anger is just fuel for me. Mm-hmm. It's just fuel for me.
Okay.
But I'm mad.
All right. Okay. All right, my man. Thank you for saying that, brother. Hey, I love The Godfather because Michael was angry, but Michael was what? He was strategic. Michael played chess. Sonny was a hothead. Sonny anger got him murdered. I remember in Godfather 3 when he was talking to in the chopper coming down to Atlantic City Casino, and he was telling Andy Garcia. He said, "Never hate your enemies. It clouds your judgment. Never hate your enemies. It clouds your judgment." And he had the same anger because Andy Garcia was Sonny's son. And he would say, "You just like your pop, hothead." So even though if we haven't addressed what makes us angry, we stay angry. We stay angry. Anger is a second emotion. We got to talk about what causes us to get angry. If we don't, we will get angry again. Apathetic, don't care about life. How about arrogance? Arrogance, cockiness, know-it-all. Come on.
I be swearing I got all the answers and shit. And I really don't. Like I got this bad habit where me and somebody could be talking before they even end the conversation. I'm like, I know. now, what I be doing now, I be like, my bad, bro. I swear, bro, I don't know nothing. They look at me like I'm crazy. I'm like, bro, it's a bad habit. Just I'm trying to work myself out that habit. I've been doing this for so long, and that's just a block that I put that I built to put it's just a block that I built to put up, not to get hurt for real. Like, man, I know. I don't want you to tell me because you're gonna lie to me anyway. I feel like I'd rather lie to myself. Real rap. I know I don't know all the answers. Even to this day, I'm like, I know. Somebody told me the other day, even though they used the wrong word, they was like, is you built for the streets? I wish the motherfucker, I cussed him out and everything. I wish the motherfucker would have just said, are you ready for the streets? If he had said they ready for the streets, maybe I'd have said no. But you know what I said? Niggas, you built for the streets? Yeah, nigga, I'm ready for the motherfucking streets. And I ain't ready for real. Maybe if I got a good job and all that, yeah, I'm ready. I don't need nothing. I just need help for real. Sometimes I build a little wall of arrogance and I don't need it.
Very good, brother. Thank you for sharing that. Arrogance will definitely stop me from recovering. How about competitive? Who got to compete with everything? First to get dose, first in line. Anybody compete like that?
You want to see my hand?
Yeah. Competitive, real competitive. Who grew up competitive? Compete with your brother, with your sisters. The best sneakers, the most money, the flyest gear on. Always a competition. All right. How about critical? Anybody got critical spirits? Critical spirit. You speak truth, but there's no love there. Your breath stink. No love there. It's to hurt somebody's feelings. Anybody know what I'm talking about? You speak truth, but there's no love there. Who don't like constructive criticism? Is it necessary though?
Yeah, absolutely.
I can't see my ears. Y'all can see them. The only way I see my ears is when I look in the mirror. Alright? So I don't need yes men will help me die. Yes men will help me die. I need people in my clinic who know more than me, who is not going to tell me yes. Because they will help me die. Critical spirit. Because I've been hurt, I've been rejected, and my tongue is like a machete. Who's defensive? Anybody defensive? Just you? Nobody over here defensive? Who guards is always up? Who don't like constructive criticism? Anybody defensive? Is that dangerous to be defensive?
Yes.
Yeah? Why?
For me, it's dangerous because sometimes you just don't want to, you might miss something that you need to hear.
Very good.
Miss your blessing.
Miss your blessing. Hey, who know about the messenger? Who listen to the message and who don't listen to the message because you don't like the messenger? Anybody? Who know messengers give a good message? Messy messengers give a good message. My job is to listen to the message and to hell with the messenger. Anybody understand that? But sometimes I confuse it. I don't like the messenger, so I'm not listening to the goddamn message. And I miss my blessings. And I become defensive. Because the person who's trying to give me truth or try to help me and compel me to do right, I ain't trying to hear that. Who dominate conversations? Who dominates? Who got control issues? It's your way or no way. Anybody like that in here? Nobody? You got control issues? You dominate? Okay. Can I get this high again? Who worry about everybody else except you? You in here? Anybody gossip? Watch the man in here who gossip about everybody else and bring other people's names off his lips to your ears. Watch him. Watch him. Dominate. How about exaggeration? Who brag? Anybody brag? Anybody exaggerate? Bragging to fit in. Bragging to feel adequate. Bragging to feel needed. Bragging to feel wanted or accepted. Exaggeration.
I like real on that one.
Come on.
When I was growing up, I used to do it a lot. It was so bad in my hood. They used to call me the storyteller. I ain't even gonna lie. I had this old white lady and shit. Look, real right. She used to see me and shit. She used to be at the poppy store all the time. And she used to know I was about to come up lying. It'd be so funny. She'd be like, what's up, story? What you about to tell me today? And I remember this shit. I had to be like 9, 12 years old, real red. And it'd be so crazy. Because when I got older, nobody believed nothing I say. I could be like, yo, they fighting around the corner. They straight took it out of it. I'm like, no, they serious, yo. I'm serious. Come on, somebody break this shit up. They be like, man, you telling a lie. So now I vow to myself to try to be honest as I can, even if it hurts somebody's feelings real rap. Like that's one of my biggest things to try to be honest. Don't get it I bid and all that. Like I joke, but I really be trying to be honest. Like even if it hurt a person's feeling, even if it hurt my feelings, I try to be honest. Like so yeah, that joint really you up for real. Like you ever heard of Crying Wolf? That was me. That shit bad. Like yeah, it's a real joint.
Exaggeration. Very good, brother. Thank you for sharing that. The storyteller. How about hatred? Who hate themselves because what we did to ourselves? Who hate themselves for what we did to ourselves?
Right here.
But can you forgive you though?
Yeah.
Yeah. What happened to the man who can't forgive himself?
You won't forget what he went through.
Huh?
You won't forget what he went through.
Okay, he won't forget what he went through.
He'll never give up what that past bullshit got him. He'll never give it up.
If he won't forgive himself.
Yeah, he won't forgive
Can I get high again if I don't forgive myself?
Hell yeah, you get high a million times.
Okay. All right. Isolation. Who isolating here? When we in here, you out there. When we out there, you back in here. When we upstairs, you downstairs. When we downstairs, you upstairs. Isolation is dangerous. Why we isolate? Anybody? Isolation. Come on.
I isolate because I need to have quiet sometimes
Okay.
to retrain my thoughts. I just, my mind doesn't shut off. It
Okay.
doesn't shut off. I don't like hearing every conversation I can hear through the course of the day. When I try to lay down and quiet myself, I hear it and it revisits my mind. And I try to stay away and get away from it. I need to refuel that way.
Okay.
Even if my jobs, I worked around a lot of heavy machinery and have noise and constantly, so I need to have quiet. It doesn't have to be a long time, it has to be quiet of my concentration, for my concentration.
Okay. All right. Isolation. Very good. Thank you for sharing that. How about jealousy? What time is it? 6 minutes. Jealousy. Anybody? Jealousy. Resenting success of others. Resenting success of others. Anybody?
Yeah, what that tall boy, man? I'm jealous. I'm shook. Alright.
Let me tell you, about 7 feet.
There you go.
Hey, he right there.
Yeah,
Y'all know who's Bruce Jenner? What's Bruce Jenner's name now?
hey, yo.
You know he running for governor of California?
Yo, he better not win.
You know he gonna win?
He might win. They got action figures and shit.
I think he's gonna win. Straight up in there, I think he's gonna win. Big piece right there, yeah. Yo, a maniac in California went into his job and killed 8 people. And he was one of the deaths. Jealousy, big piece. Like I said before, whatever we hate is easy to assassinate. Hate is a strong word. How about people pleasing?
Right here.
You people please too?
Yeah.
Why?
It's bad. I've always been like that. You know, I've always just had like a giving. I remember what it was like to not have nothing. You know what I mean? So if anybody don't have something, I ask for it, I give it to them, because I remember back when I didn't have it, and certain people I would ask would be like, no. And I would never want nobody to feel like that.
Okay.
You know?
All right.
But I do it. I go overboard with it. I don't know how to say no.
You working on that?
Yeah, I am.
Very good. How about undisciplined? Last one, undisciplined. How many men here is undisciplined at times? How many guys here ain't got to work with the little boy that still live inside of you? The little boy, yes. Who here got to work on maturity? How about emotional discipline? When the cops stop us, do we go off on his ass or what? Or humble ourselves? Emotional discipline. Is that important? Yes, right? Just get the name and the badge number and then report his ass later. But learn to live another day. Emotional what? Discipline. How about financial discipline? Who here get money and spend it and don't have a savings account? I'm going to get my credit score up. Who heard about Lexington Group? I'm going to give them a call. Anybody heard about Lexington Group? They help you clean up your credit and get my credit score up. And when credit scores get up, I'm going to try to get me a house and get the hell out of the hood. Not too far, because I still want to smell